This is why I don't really care when people say that stick and pokes fade really easy. First of all, if you use tattoo ink, they don't really fade that easily. I don't do my stick and pokes that thoroughly, so they're all faded from the get-go, but I plan on doing little touch-ups every now and then because it's just fun and I like pain and I like simplicity, so that's what I go with. Today's touch-up is this old pipe wrench that I put on my sleeve early to cover up the back of my arm. The orange and the yellow are starting to fade, so we're going to freshen it up a little bit. I'm actually going to do the outline in brown. That way it'll be easier to see, and then I hope the brown and the orange mixing will give it a cool look. Now this one's pretty big, so I might only be able to fit one pass in today, especially with all the shading, so this is what stick and pokes are all about. If we're going to have a whole armful of them, it's going to take some time. But it's fun. And it's peaceful and it's rewarding. I'm using a thinner needle than I did the first time, so there's going to be a thin brown line with like an orange glow to it, and then I'm going to fill it in with orange. But I think it'll make it look kind of rusty and cool. Now typically pipe wrenches are reserved for plumbers as a tattoo. There's really no other reason to get one, and I'm no plumber. But that's the point. All of my tattoos mean something that have nothing to do with what the tattoo is of. But it's all very important up here for me, to be able to look at each thing and remember things about me that are important to me to keep in mind when I'm having trouble making decisions or taking a minute to just listen. I don't have any tattoos that remind me to listen. I should consider one of those. But I like talking a lot, so maybe just not. This does not represent that I want to be a plumber. And it does not represent that I'm a tool, or a big tool. This one's important to me because it represents a major theme in my life of how I go about pretty much everything I do. It's on the back of my arm because I don't need to remember it that much. It's more of an operating procedure for myself, so I got it. Just put it on there so everybody else knows what's going on. My original plan for how I was going to make money while trying to pursue an entertainment career was just do plumbing work, because it's actually pretty easy. I was thinking I could just get some tools, which I already had because I started on the plan. I did start doing this. And just make videos of me fixing people's stuff and try to get other people to hire me to fix their stuff. And I put on my internet presence that I was a plumber, like a certified plumber. I even planned a whole thing where I was like, I just finished my training, I just finished my blah. Timeline enough so if anybody went back and be like, yeah, looks like you went through all... My fucking mom and dad were calling me and being like, are you a plumber? Is that what you've been up to this whole time? And I was like, basically, even though I just wasn't. I was just doing random work everywhere. Which was like a cool way to do it until I realized I don't want to be touching people's grimy stuff and drain gunk anymore. It's just not fun. Not fun like tattooing is. Plus, it was kind of difficult to get people to watch videos of me unclogging sinks. It's really gross. Where people want to tattoo themselves, so you're welcome for even doing this and showing you how easy it is. Because I'm not good at this, but all my tattoos are dope. And now this sort of symbolizes just that whole mindset, because I'm not good at tattooing. I don't really do this. I'm not certified or anything, just like I wasn't when I was plumbing, but I was still doing it and making money. And now here I am doing this, not making any money, but having more fun, and there is a path forward that I can see where it's like, hey, now if you like watching this, maybe you should come see a stand-up show. So that's partly the big deal, is like, let's keep in touch so you can come see me live one of these days. If that doesn't interest you, but you still like the tattoos, that's cool. Maybe you'd be interested if you just like the mindset that I have and you get it. You should probably listen to the Anarchist Podcast, the Anarchist Podcast on Spotify and BrianKennedy.com. There's a new episode up right now. If you want to know how to get away with not wearing masks at the grocery store or anywhere you go, listen to episode 55, the Anarchist Mask Policy, and you'll see the exact loophole that there is where you don't have to wear one anywhere. And since we all know eventually this type of communication, just freely speaking our minds, isn't always going to be available and legal on the internet, you should definitely get onto bramkennedy.com and register, become a certified scratcher, tattoo yourself and show me so I know you're a real human being and not a bot. And let's all keep in touch together so that we know who's a human in the future cyber apocalypse and who's just, I don't even know what they're going to be, but it's weird. If you don't get what I'm saying, at least subscribe to this YouTube, because you understand this, right? Stick and poke king. Cool. Subscribe. If you want to go deeper, it will go deep. But for here, I get it. Stick and pokes. Symbology. If you've got something that's a hobby or a fun thing that you're trying to turn into something bigger that you want to make your life about, put that in the comments so people can know. It doesn't just have to be tattoos or comedy or videos. There's so many things. There's people who make cookies on the internet. There's people who make t-shirts. So list that stuff in the comments so we can get some inspiration out there on what kinds of things people can think of on ways to survive on the internet and build communities around things we love. I smell so bad. But you know what's more important to me than hygiene? Stick and poke videos. Nobody complained when I was a stinky plumber, and since I'm only tattooing myself, I don't see why I should start wearing deodorant now. Mom? Apparently I've just been stinky my whole life, by the way, and I just never knew it. Nobody told me. Just nobody told me. Ever. Even until now, nobody still tells me. I bring it up, I'm like, by the way, nobody's mentioned that I'm stinky yet. And I go around knowing I smell really bad, talking to people, I don't brush my teeth, I breathe on them. Nobody ever says anything to me because I'm just like this white guy who is apparently allowed to make a fool of himself out in public and nobody cares. Tell me when I'm stinky so I can fix it. But now even though I know the problem, since I know nobody told me this whole time, I'm doing it in spite of them. I'm like, these motherfuckers won't even tell me I'm stinky. I'm not showering anymore, even when I think I should, because I think I'm stinky now. If they won't tell me, I guess it must not be necessary for me then. Especially with big tattoos, you always want to pay attention to how you're going to be holding your skin with your palm and the needle where that's going to go and guide it, because now I've tattooed down here, but I have to go up here now and up in here, and it's going to be difficult to do that without grabbing the skin where I've already tattooed. So you want to make sure to keep a path on your tattoo so that it won't like back yourself into a corner, and other metaphors that explain what I'm trying to say. Paint yourself into a corner, but other ones more too. But we'll see if I can still do this without making a mess. All right. Got through the hardest part, now we're in the home stretch. I think this is the tattoo that makes people think like, oh, Bram might actually be a man. All the other ones are like, we don't know. But a pipe wrench is like, okay. Oof. This is why big ones are tricky and detailed long ones are tricky, because when you're doing it yourself, you gotta hold your body at weird angles. And now my triceps, my massive triceps, those things are cramping up, and it's like this whole very sexy issue. I apologize to the depressed gays who were expecting an undies video. I made an undies video for my Dreamcatcher tattoo for the depressed gays, but I just decided not to release it because nobody's paid me for it yet, and it's pretty valuable goods. So if anybody wants an undies video, send me some money or encouragement, and we'll see what we can do. Woo! Stretch it out. Keep it warm. Don't lose it. We're almost there, and then we can see how it worked. Today I'll be wiping this tattoo with my gay wipe. I know brown isn't going to be a very flattering color on underwear, but if I can get the pipe wrench shape to transfer, I think it will be iconic. So So we're going to try to make the pipeline shape transfer to this here booty. And although, again, it will be brown and unflattering, if we mix it with enough blues and oranges, hopefully nobody will be mad. There we go. Nice saturated panties. Man panties. Alright. It's even harder to get the shape off the skin than on from a stencil. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Hell.